Okay, real quick, we're going to recap how to modify a CX13302 Singar's power cable to use with the HAT A1 or other Oshkosh vehicles. Real quick, for the HAT A1, these items, the housing, the lock, the two seals, and the two pins will be included with the C4ISR kit that will come with the vehicle. So if there's a metal rack in the cab, you should look around. There's probably zip tied to the rack or something, and those parts will be available for you. If you need others, need an NSN, send me an email and I'll provide an NSN for those items. First thing you want to do is take the power cable and cut the ring terminals off. Now if you got a shorter power cable, probably got smaller ring terminals, doesn't matter. You're just going to cut them off anyway. I'm going to strip out 1/4 inch of insulation off of both the red set and the black set of wires here. And once you do that, you're going to take a couple of the seals and you're going to put them on each pair. So group the red pair, put the seal on, and the seal gets aligned. And you see here right at the end of the insulation, and the smaller end is pointing toward the bare conductor, and that's done for both. So both need a seal. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the crimping of the terminal. And the terminal, let's see if I have another one here. Get a couple terminals out to work with. I thought I had a handful out, and obviously that's not the case. So essentially your terminals have the shorter crimp opening is used to crimp the conductor, and the longer one is to crimp the insulation and the seal. So you line it up like so. So your seal your seal's lined up there at the end there with the larger crimp lugs, and then the conductor is there in the shorter one. I have a couple different crimpers. Find some more painful than others to use. I'm going to try it with these here. This is what they call a single step, or I mean a double step. Essentially, you got to crimp the conductor, and then you crimp the conductor, and then you crimp the seal and insulator in two separate processes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to crimp the first one, align the terminal up, and essentially you're just going to line that Y type opening up with the crimp for the conductor. Crimp it down, and that crimps it there. You do find like this one here distorts a little bit. Just need to move that, bend that back a little bit. I find I've had greater success out of the single steps, and I have one of those here. I'll demonstrate that, but we're going to go ahead and crimp the other opening for that. And again, lining up. Let me slip that back around, line it up like so, and that will give you a perfect crimp around both the insulator and that. Okay, and yeah, and let me just demonstrate the other crimper if I can find it here. And this is a single step with the block, and I've had great success with it. If you're going to do more than 10 or 15, I'd recommend investing in a decent crimper. This has a stop lock. There's also a wire stop. I removed it just for the fact that I've had better luck doing that, because if you use the wire stop, you can't use a longer wire to lead into it and hold it and thing. So I'm going to crimp this. I can crimp this at a 3 mil. I'll use the 3 mil opening, and I'm just going to drop it in after I line up my block here. I'm just going to lock it in there, and you can see how easy and painless this is with using the higher end single step. And right there, and it crimps both the conductor and the seal right there in one motion. Just have greater luck with this. But again, this is probably several $100s, and this one here is just over, just at the $100 mark. Both of these are Delphi crimpers. So the next thing we want to do, got them both crimped. Take your housing, lining up with the flat part, the clip down on the bottom, looking at the round opening, and insert your positive wire, the red one, to the right side. And there's a little indicator just above that. It says A. So we're going to put the positive wire in where it says A on the housing. If you orientate it like I oriented the housing as I have it here, with the clip down facing the round opening, put it in the right side, and that will keep you straight all the time. If you find yourself needing to remove it, what you want to do, let's see if I have one here. You don't need a fancy tool. Just take a paper clip and take it down in there, inside there, and push down. And let's see, I have some needle nose here. And you just push that down into the face of that connector just a little bit to unlock that, and you'll be able to pull that wire out. Try to get a hold of that here. Do it and have it lined up all at one time. There are several tools available that make this a little easier. In fact, I'm having a hard time doing this, but and essentially what you want to do is unlock it. Now, I found by removing those with a paper clip or even the tool, you will distort that lock on there. So what you want to do is just go back and pull that back out just a little bit, so that will re-engage when you reinsert it. And that was more just to give you an idea how you need to do it, and just in case you find yourself having to remove that for some reason or other. I'm not going to say you might put it in the wrong hole, but chances are you might find yourself doing that. So anyway, you want to push that back out so you can re-engage the lock, and then at that point just go ahead and insert it. Once it's firmly seated, go ahead and put the cable lock on there, and that just drops down between the two pairs of wires and then push forward, and that will lock on there. Real simple process. Well, I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, send me an email.